Hey guys, welcome back to Arcade Laboratories, our next part in our series of Nintendo versus stuff. So here we have our next board. This is our next board that we're going to be working on. And it is a MDS-03 CPU. So we just finished up with the O2s and we're going to start in. I think I can have like 2 or 3 of these. So now, as we work through these videos, we're going to just start kind of looking at some differences, looking for the differences. I'm sure it's all out there, but I know there's different mods for memory, for light gun modifications, and some other modifications like the reset circuit, which I'm kind of looking for now. So just kind of flipping the board over and looking at it. So there's no reset circuit mod. That resistor is not between 3.3 volts and pin 3 of that LS123 double shot latch. But I guess while we're here, let's start off with a visual inspection here. So usually when I get a board on the bench, I'm going to start on the back. We're looking for scratches. We're looking for pins that are like bent over and touching and shorting out. We're looking for corrosion, burned out spots. These pots, I don't know if these are the pots, the color pots. I don't know if those have been reflowed maybe. Definitely a little bit different flux there, but it could be maybe just a weird reaction with the different metal on those pot legs. I think we'll just scan. Like this is kind of how I do. Under the magnifying glass, I just kind of take a grid at a time, and I'll come in and check out every area, every IC, every via, every trace. Like these all look pretty straight. These look all pretty good. Let's go down. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything too bad right off the bat. Like all the pins are straight. I don't see any gouges for mishandling or stacking. Some stuff, I don't know. Just maybe, yeah, just a weird oxidized solder there. Might be a very active leg. Yeah, these are, so we have our 2 character ROMs, our program ROMs, we have our RAM, the 5533, then we have the 2116 be here next to these ROMs. We have our CPU and PPUs here, these guys. Yeah, just looking it over. That's what we're doing right now. We're just doing a visual inspection. This board looks pretty. I did wash all these boards. I didn't film or take many pictures, but I have had all of these outside in the sink, washed, scrubbed, kind of inspected a little bit, and then put out into the Thailand sun. See it right there? That's where I put my boards, and they bake out in the Thailand sun. Yeah, about this time of day. I set them out there for 2 or 3 hours. They get hot. You know when they're baked out. So I don't see anything crazy on this side, but let's get over to the other side. I already spotted some stuff here. I think last night. Look, we have corrosion in the pin and this one. And I checked the rest of these pins over. That one looks dirty. These all look dirty. I don't know if this had a daughter card in them. Oop, there's another one. Corrosion. Ooh, corrosion. There's a darkened one. Probably corrosion there. Let's go up to the A side. Look at those pins. And we're looking at the sockets too, like the housing, the casing of that. These break. I've found some broken ones. I've already taken some broken ones out. These don't seem to have the corrosion that the other board did, and I also saw some corrosion. I don't know, just very dirty RAM IC legs here. We'll clean all that up. And then, so I think first thing, what we're going to do, and I did kind of check the rest of these over. I've been through here, kind of the same thing on the visual inspection. On the part side, it's a little different. You almost kind of want to take it by grids and do like a scan. You're looking at the ICs, the traces, the resistors. Are they burnt or cracked? Are both sides of the legs connected? Little filter caps, are they broken or damaged? The pots, we'll come back in. I did turn all these. These all turn. They're not froze. But whether they work. So now that we kind of know about the other boards, we know this is the video section, side A, side B. Okay, there's our video switch and our little inverter there, or Nintendo's inverter. But I did spot these two guys. Remember, I profiled. I found an 04 on that first board, and the other one was a matching one, so I pulled him, and he was bad too. And these are the same. These are the same manufacturer. These are the same run of those notorious bad LS04. So we might have problems right out of the gate with those. All right, so let's go over. Let's look at the audio section here. You need 2 audio amps, your audio circuits. Nothing is missing. Anything like that. We got maybe just a little corrosion. That's kind of normal looking there. And just running through the board. Yeah, this is probably going to be a long video. But I wanted to show you how I did my visual inspection. And if I was sitting down without filming, I'd probably have my voltmeter at least plugged in continuity, probably maybe like probing around a little bit. But this guy, I don't think there's much need. I like get everything kind of straight there. 6116, 5533. Like either like a 46 or 2664. And I think that's about it, guys. So what I'm going to do, I already know what I'm going to do. So these, before you know what? I was going to clean those up. I think it might be what I do. I think I'm going to clean these up, clean those pins. If they clean out, I have my good sets of test ROMs. We may populate it and see what happens, at least before I desolder these. Like I say, cleaning those up actually works and gets the game running. I know that the RAMs are good and the CPU and PPUs and all that. But if we have a RAM problem right off the bat, then I can desolder the RAMs and those sockets at the same time. So I think it's worth populating this thing only if you have a situation like that, only if you clean and probably only leave that short term, because you cannot get all that corrosion off. It's on the back of that pin. So no matter what you clean off on the contact side, it's going to come back fairly quickly. Then if you leave your ROM in there, it'll start corroding the ROM legs too. So let's go ahead and give that a shot there. Hey everybody, we're back. So I changed my mind a little bit from the first part of this video. I decided just to go ahead and resocket these. These were the sockets that had the corrosion. So I couldn't bring myself to populate it knowing there's maybe corrosion underneath or whatever. And they had to be taken out anyway. And the two LS04, this is why you don't profile, both of these were good. But at least they're in sockets now, because I still don't trust this brand of IC. So I guess if those fail, it'd be an easy change for me or somebody down the line. So let's look at the sockets that I took out. And actually, four of them were good. No signs of corrosion. No signs of corrosion on these guys, front or back. And those come out really well. The Goot does a pretty good job. Yeah, my afternoon snack. And the two bad ones I wanted to show before we got too carried away. So the two bad ones, let's find that corrosion again. Okay, pin, I guess it would be pin 14 there. And the power pin, it's the ground and the power are both corroded. So you probably could have cleaned them up, but let's flip them over. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. But the bottom of those pins, see, the corrosion already got to the bottom. The corrosion already got to the bottom. So even if you would have cleaned them and used them, it would have been just a matter of time before that would have got onto the board and eventually ruined the board. Just one little spot like that. And then this board actually, I thought there was corrosion on the back side of this guy too. Maybe, yeah, right there. You can see the green. So they were coming in. Let's, and that's, oops, now I got my sockets mixed up. Okay, that one's good, that one's good. You know, we'll just inspect them together again. These were probably okay. And when I populated this board, there it is. There's one I kind of worked on. Same deal. The ground pin and the power pin. Voltage pins, go figure. I mean, there's stuff coming on. Maybe not on the ground pin. That next one maybe has the start of something. Yeah, and that the ground pin. Yep, I'm glad I took those out just out of the gate. Just call it good maintenance or whatever. And also the battery pack here. I don't usually. Yeah, there's corrosion there started. Chances are it's already in the insulation working its way down. So I just took this guy out for now. We'll figure out what to do with these later. I think I can get replacement ones of these at the electronics shop here. And this one, the masking kind of came off a little bit, so I went ahead and just re-tin that, kind of prep that. Okay, so now onward. What's going on with the game? So I populated it, and boom, out of the gate, everything is looking good. We have Mario, and we have Excite Bike, and I kind of played them both a little bit. So the problem, we do have a problem. I think the controls work, but side one has no sound on side one. So I've already been on it with the scope, and I wanted to scope out a little bit with you guys before I get in a hurry and change out the part. So we are looking at the side one audio IC here, the LM39000, and let's just look at the final output. So this is just a like a quad pack op amp. You have sets of 3 times 4 and 2 ins, 1 out. So let's look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the final out. Let's go to the scope. That's the final output. That's the final output to the edge connector audio. And it's pretty flat. Now let's go to pin 5 on side B where we have sound. Yeah, the digital scope, it captures it okay. At least you know you have audio, you have amplitude, you have frequency there. And I already know that side 2 works. I didn't put it in the video, but side 2 is working. So if we look again, let's go back to 5. Now we're going back to 5 on that output, and it's nothing. It's dead. Okay, let's come back down to the schematics here. Where does the audio come from? It comes from the CPU on the corresponding side, and they call them auxiliary, but this is your sound, pin 1 and 2. Now if I pin, let's probe on pin 1. I think right now we don't have any sound. Let's wait till the game kicks off. Okay. So we have sound going. The game is playing. Pin 2, same thing. Now let's go over to side 2 and compare those signals. Side 2 audio on Excite Bike. Yeah, it has stuff going on there. If I can get on the pin. We have a sound signal. And on pin 2 we have a sound signal. Okay, so let's look at this circuit a little bit closer. Okay, so we have our sound coming out. It looks like they somewhat combine. They go through a capacitor and into 8 of 5R. Let's look at pin 8 together. Flat, there's nothing there. Let's look at pin 8 on side 2. So there's sound there. There's a signal. There's a signal there. Let's go back to side 1 sound, pin 8 input. See, it's like it's pulled low right there. That was the maintenance part. Oh, and I lost my video. I'm sorry. So I populated the board, and we have a running board set. But there was already a problem that I fixed. Mario side 1 did not have any sound. So what was going on? It was actually a bad LM3900. That guy, which you can't see at all. There you go. You can see it now, but it's upside down. LM3900. That guy was bad. Found him pretty quick. And I was going to show you how I found him. I'm sorry I didn't do it on film. But your sound, first thing I did, troubleshooting the sound problem. The sound generates from the CPU. Side 1 CPU, pin 1, pin 2. These come down, and it looks like those sound signals mix. Maybe it's a stereo and it goes into a mono, because it's a mono output. So I measured on pin 8. We had the same signal basically as we had coming from up there, but pin 9 was flat. All the rest of the gates were flat. The output here was flat, so the inputs here are flat. The output here was flat. Following it down to the input of this gate out to the final sound, pin 5. It's not on here, but I put it on here. Pin 5, it was flat too. Now, it's nice, these boards, because you can compare signals. So as I was probing, remember from the video, we're A side, B side. You can compare them as you go, and you can see what the sound signal should be looking like on that side, or what they do look like on that side, and compare them to actually what you have here. That whole chip was dead. I replaced it, and we have sound. I'm gonna get this game started again, and then we can listen to it. And Excitebyte works fine. That's just a quick, dirty. That was an easy find. But in the circuits, I did also check out these other components. When I was in there, I looked at these resistors, checking them for breaks. Sometimes the resistors, they break, they crack, they get burned out. I tested these capacitors for shorts, just to make sure none of these capacitors were shorted out, maybe pulling everything down. But it was this 5R LM3900, and pretty easy fix on this board. Yeah, when I got these, I got a mixed lot. Some of these were like completely filthy, like they had been in a barn with shit growing on them. And these have all been cleaned. And who knows? I don't even know which one this one was, where it came from, out of everybody I bought from. But those look pretty good, actually. I tested the video pots. I tested side 1, side 2, red, green, blue. All the adjustments work. I think the board is pretty good. None of the 3 capacitors that get cut for the gun mod have not been cut. Pretty clean board, actually. With this guy, I don't know. I've been thinking I may just leave him out, because those batteries don't do anything except for bookkeeping, which is not even used on the games. So I may just leave that out and just remove that whole point of failure. If there comes a time I install like a high score save kit, that would be the time to, you can come back in and do that kit install, and you don't have to worry about this. But it's not even really worth putting a coin cell in. I don't know. I'm going to think about that. I think it's going to get boxed up just like this. And that's about it for this board. So what we're going to do, one last thing we're going to do, I have another set of ROMs burned for this board. I have a Clue Land and an Enduro Rider. And I'll show you ROM madness over here. So all of these are like all golf, sets of golf and soccer, which are like awful games. So those guys are getting blanked out. But back here, let's see, here's the Clue Land, and back there I got the other good burn set from Mach Rider. We'll put in the PPUs and PPUs for those. But I still have all these ROMs to burn, or that can be burned. This is a good set of Excite Bike. These are a couple good ROMs from Excite Bike that may just get burned into something else. What is this one? This one is another Super Mario Brothers. Another good set of Super Mario Brothers. And back here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 sets of gumshoes. Maybe keep a couple, and the rest of those going to be maybe burned off into other games. So that's what we're going to do with this game. I think since the repair was so fast, I might just take some time, burn some new games, and get them ready for the next boards. So this would be board number 5. 5 out of 12 done. Okay, quick one here, guys. Okay, we're back with just a wrap up on this video. I've had this board out running for a couple days, and I think it's time to put her away and move on. So I did get my new set of ROMs in here, and I settled on Battle City and Mach Rider. Not Enduro Rider, Mach Rider. 2 pretty good games, actually. I really enjoy both of these games, and I've played the crap out of them. Brake testing them with the board. I just like to reset the board, let it play for a couple days, just let it run. And we have audio now on side A, and you can hear that. Maybe I'll turn it up. Sounds good. And coming down to the board, I think we're okay. I think she's ready to go in the box. Have my ROMs all labeled. I'm waiting for some glue. I just ordered some glue. So we'll get that glued on off camera. Board is super clean. It's repaired. I ran through the checklist. And I like it. So hey, I hope that audio fix helps somebody. Pretty easy fix on that one. So I don't think we're going to linger here. We gotta get the next board on the bench. So you guys have a good one. See you later.